Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's Mr. Amos Kester. We are still in Anambra State. We are in a community called Urum, and it's kind of a suburb to Oka, the capital city. So that's where we are. It's kind of raining, light showers. But we're going in briefly. What we want to show you here is a poultry house that is already in existence but has not been properly managed. So we're called upon to restructure and also prepare the Buddha house and get new beds for them. So that's what we've done. So today is day one. The beds just arrived. As a matter of fact, we just finished stocking. So when we go inside, you're going to see the cartons and everything, the process that we took to stock the birds, and also how we prepared the Buddha house. According to the owner, they've actually run beds here before, but everything died. Whoever managed it and how they managed it, I don't really know. But we were invited to come and restock the farm actually. So if you look at my left, you will see the poultry building. Because we did not start the structure from the beginning, you can see how low the building is. And also there is no ridge on top of the building, so the ventilation is a little bit poor. The same with the one by the right. So we just want you to see this. Of course, if you have seen our videos on poultry, you will understand that the buildings are very high, and also there's a ridge to allow the ammonia gas to escape, and also to allow for good cross ventilation. But currently these buildings are already in existence before we came in. So our job here is just to stock the farm and manage the birds at least for the next 2 months. We have 3,000 broilers that were just introduced now. So for the next 2 months, we're going to bring you back results of what we have done. So you see how the birds are doing. Just in order to encourage the owner of this farm. Actually, they were in a state where they were almost giving up on the whole thing because, according to her, they stopped both farms, both buildings, and everything went down the drain. So we are here to show her that poultry can be managed properly and you have almost minimal mortality. So that is what we are here to do. So of course, we deemed it necessary to make this video because there are many persons in similar condition where you start up a farm, you bring in someone to manage your birds, there was very high mortality and you almost lose everything, so you give up on the farm. And with a lot of investment, just standing there stagnant. So if you are in such condition, you can contact us. Of course, by the time we rear these beds to table size, we're going to make another video of them for you to see that it is possible. All you need is the right hands and the right technique to manage your birds. So like I said, the community name is Urumi community. Is close to Oka, the capital city of Anambra State. So we are going to take you inside now, right into this building where we have the Buddha house prepared and the birds are already introduced. So we'll take you straight inside. Alright, outside here is the food stick. This is what we call the food stick. So you can see it's a little bit messy because we've been doing a lot of going in and out today since we're stopping the birds. We just introduced the birds. So you can see everybody that goes inside has to dip his foot in here. So it's a little bit messy because of the activities, and it's been raining. So that's why you find it like this. So there's an Izal, a disinfectant inside this water to cure any microorganism under your foot. So before we go inside, we dip our foot again. Okay. So you can come in. Alright, so this is a view of the farm. This is supposed to take about 3,000 birds, but we demarcated the Buddha house from the external parts of the building. So right there where you see the brown framework, the woodwork that's there, that's where we've used for the brooding of the birds. So after 2 weeks, we are going to move them out and spread them because the space in there will not take the birds for too long as they continue to grow. So that's why we've demarcated it so we can brood the birds properly and move them out, share them between this building and the other building. So that's the process. So if you come in now, you can see it's a little bit messed up because we've been doing a lot of things. So we'll show you the carton. These are some of our cold builders. We actually produce this No, sometimes you go to the market and you buy a cold pot and you get charcoals and all of that. So this is actually cheaper. You get an iron bucket and perforate it, get your coals inside, and you have your cold pot. So you don't have to rely on the market for everything. There are some things you can do yourself in order to cut cost of production. So that is what we've done. So this automatically is our cold pot. So when we go inside, you're going to see how we station them inside the bigger house. And it's really nicely done. So we'll take you to the next phase, which is where we've done our mixing and all the pre-stocking activities. So this is our drum. We have to measure the amount of water that is required to take in the glucose well mixed and introduced to the birds. Because the birds have made a long journey, so usually they are stressed. So when you receive your birds at table, the first thing you do is to ensure that you have water mixed with glucose, which is an energizer for the birds. So let it be the first things the birds will take immediately they get into the brooder house. And before you do that, you must measure the quantity of water because the glucose or whatever drug you're giving comes with particular dosage that you must mix it with. So that's why you must take the measurement. So preferably if you're getting a drum, get the one that is calibrated so you can easily take measurements. If it's not calibrated, you pour the water in, you're not going to know how many liters are in there because you're not expected to fill it to the brim. So you get drums that are calibrated so you know that it's 200 mil or it's 200 liters or 100 liters. So these are fountain drinkers. Usually they are used during the day mode. They are 3 liters drinkers. So we have the water inside here. And these are just leftovers from what we have used. So we are going to clean up this whole environment because we just finished the stuffing process. And of course these are cartons. Birds were brought from CHI, Ibadan. Yeah, so we got them 3,000 birds here, and these are the cartons. These ones are going to be trashed. So immediately after this video, there's going to be a sanitation going on here. So we're going to clean up everything here and disinfect this part of the building again. Though we have done that before, everything you see here has been washed, cleaned, and disinfected. But just because of the activities we've carried out today, we're going to clean up everywhere again and disinfect this whole environment again. So by the time the birds are due to come outside, it will be safe for the birds. So we'll take it inside. The inner house is demarcated into 2 parts. It is always good when you brood the birds in fewer numbers than brooding them in a whole large number in a large space. So this is one door and this is the other to the brooder. So we're going to take you inside. Now, one thing you must understand during brooding is there are a lot of brooding temperatures you find in heat ratios. Some will tell you 25 degrees centigrade, some will tell you 33 degrees centigrade, 35 degrees. All of that is good. But how do you know when the birds are comfortable with the amount of heat in the building or in the brooder house? You judge by the reaction of the birds to the brooding temperature. Because once you go in there now and you find the birds, they are clustering around the source of heat, whether they are electricity brooders or the cold pot brooders. If you see the birds very close to the cold pot or the electric bulb, it tells you that the heat is not enough in the brooder house. So you need to increase the amount of heat. But if you see the birds are running away from the brooders, either the electric bulbs or the cold pot, they go far away from it, it tells you the heat is too much in the brooder. So you have to ensure you reduce the amount of heat there. But once you see the birds are evenly distributed within the brooder house, it tells you the temperature is okay. So sometimes these measurements they are given on heat ratios are not authentic. But with the reaction of the birds, you know the actual temperature within the brooder, and that gives you authenticity. So that's what we are going to do now. So how do you know that? Immediately you introduce the birds, you allow them to rest for about 30 minutes, then you go back inside and check your brooder. So the reaction of the birds to the brooders will tell you if they are too hot, too cold, or the brooding temperature is okay. So it's about 30 minutes already. We stopped the birds, so we're going to go inside now and show you what it looks like. and we'll have to confirm together if the brooding temperature is okay or not. So first we'll take you through this one. We'll have to make a sharp run inside because the birds, maybe you open the door, they want to come outside. So we're going to be quick about this. Alright. Okay. So here we are. Now you can see we are inside. So we managed to use cartons to block the entry. You can see the birds were trying to make advances outside. Now this is the brooder house. You can see the birds are okay. So it tells you that the brooding temperature is okay. The birds are not clustering around the brooders, but they are everywhere, evenly distributed in the structure or the room. So this tells you the brooding condition is okay. And besides, we are in the rainy season. So during the rainy season, you are expected to heat it up more than when it is dry season. If it's during the dry season, you don't need so much heat because of the heat from the natural sun. But during the rainy season, like we are, this is the first week of September. So it's the peak of the rains. So that is why you see that we have heated up very well. And you can see the beds are evenly distributed within the brooder house. So this tells you that the brooding temperature is okay. So this is one system of brooding. Of course, you've seen other systems of brooding in our videos. Okay. You have to be careful where you set your food. So this is how we try to block the birds from going out. And you can see most of them have come into the carton. We'll have to bring them out. In trying to go outside, you can see them. Alright, so move to the next brooder house. Yeah, this is the second one. You can also see the birds here. They are well distributed within the structure. So you can see our cold brooders. These are the cold brooders. So we elevated them so that the birds will not make direct contact with the iron bucket, so it doesn't affect the birds negatively. So you can see the way it has been designed. So it's a small facility and we have just helped them to stock it. And we're going to give them one of our staff to manage it for the next 2 months until these birds are table size. And then in the process of our staff being here, they will have their locals who are going to learn under him. So it will be more like a training stroke management regime. So after that 2 months, we'll withdraw the staff and the locals here will continue from the next set of production. So that is what we have here. Once again, this farm is located in Umumi in Anambra State, close to Oka, the main city town of Anambra State. So if you want to reach us, the number to call is +2348 068 525032. God bless you.